Cool again.
Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the dumbfounding, hilarious, or downright frustrating moments that cut through the Taskmaster's assistant and broke Alex Horne. By his own admission, he's a little more open these days compared to the earlier series, no longer as concerned with staying in character, but whenever it does happen, we're better off for it.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
Number 10. Same what?
So much joy. I brought in a pelvic floor exerciser.
We start with a moment that broke little Alex Horne's appetite, as well as possibly every audience member's too. It's a very recent moment as well, in which all the contestants had to display the best object that they'd borrowed from a fairly close friend. Of course, there is the atypical for Taskmaster foam swords, pop-up books and kayaks, all falling to a rare sentimental moment, to Fatia El-Ghorri's prayer rug. However, it's Rosie Ramsey's choice that really stayed in our minds, a pelvic floor exerciser.
We've got the same juice.
And whilst bringing it on was one thing, it was her somewhat overly vivid justification for why Rosie borrowed it from her fairly close sister in the first place that breaks everyone, including making Alex gag.
I don't know whether you should be borrowing a device for your vagina.
Number 9. Desiree's unenigmatic exclamation.
Can Morgana make her teammates say the word submarine? Surely it won't be the longest task we've ever filmed.
With all due respect to Alan Davies, riddle tasks were always going to go Victoria Corrin Mitchell's way, no matter who she had on her team. To combat this, the Taskmaster stacked the odds against her a little bit, clearly to no avail. Of the trio including Guz Khan and Morgana Robinson, it's Desiree Birch that breaks first, unable to find some sense in the nonsensical.
Sorry guys, I'm just temporarily distracted. Could you just repeat that?
Me in the face.
After 45 minutes of trying to get answers to the enigma, her expletive exclamation results in Alex laughing so suddenly he practically falls off his chair. And that's just the first time. He breaks character twice more in as many minutes. That we see, at least. There was a lot needed edited out of the hour and 33-minute long puzzle.
Hey, victory. What does victory equal, guys?
Romeo!
Number 8. Alex scripts Alice's insult.
But it sounds awful when I say it. Next, and we've grouped her all by herself. I can't.
In a bid to give everyone a chance to seek out the full clips, we've tried to avoid outtakes and bloopers for this list. However, we couldn't help but include this incredible and understandable Series 6 outtake. It was no doubt cut based on the fact that Alex cannot even deliver the line without losing it, which wouldn't have fit his character at the time.
Awful misogynist.
I mean, I did...
However, he had done everything he could to avoid introducing Alice Levine in such an insulting way, despite the fact that he was the one who wrote it. He's made to say it by Alice herself, challenging him to deliver the insulting introduction to her face. Fair play, he tried. It was awful, but he tried.
Next, and we've grouped her all by herself, it's old pointy-nosed Alice Levine. Let's start it.
Number 7. Ardal's bizarre hair conditioner.
Get that a bit closer.
Although he'd loosened up by Series 13, there's still a semblance of Alex attempting to hide his corpsing. The old stony-faced approach to being the Taskmaster's assistant just rarely worked with Ardal O'Hanlon, however, whose unique take on the tasks usually ended with Horne having to stifle his laughter. Our favourite moment from the pair comes from episode 6, whereby contestants have to repurpose a cement mixer and Ardal, presumably based on its appearance, converts it to a hair salon. It goes as well as you'd expect. Alex is a little hard to see here, but look in the background. You'll notice on multiple occasions he has to duck behind the caravan window just to maintain some composure.
There we go.
This is all part of the...
Number 6. the balloon explodes.
There is a giant balloon on.
Those with globophobia would do well to avoid Taskmaster, as balloons frequently pop up in the show's tasks, or just pop. And never would that fear be more realised than in a task titled Pop Up Before the Object But Only Just. Of course, it wouldn't take long to work out what the eponymous object is. We're not sure who made this particular balloon, but the thing is pretty damn impressive in its structural integrity. The tension and waiting for it to explode is beyond palpable. We know it's going to happen, we just don't know when. Yet, when it does, it still puts the fear of God into Alex Horne, who jumps so highly that he practically leaves the stage. It certainly broke the tension. Number 5. Potatogate. A moment from the very early days of Taskmaster is now part of legend, an event known as Potatogate.
What about if I don't get it? There we go.
It was all going so well for Joe Wilkinson, celebrating an incredible win of getting the potato in the golf hole on his first and only throw. And as fellow contestants and audience members cheered, the replay was shown. His toe had entered the red carpet, and this tiny infringement was a disqualification.
Please don't take it away from me.
Despite this being the show's early days, where Alex would really remain in character as the Taskmaster's stony-faced assistant, even he couldn't resist being in hysterics over poor Joe's 7 stages of grief etched into 1 minute. It's still a contentious moment, but a hilarious one, nonetheless.
It's really strange, though, isn't it? And that's a really impassioned and eloquent argument, but it makes me more inclined to take it off.
Number 4. Which aircraft crashes more?
The Taskmaster, say your words. Each team will ask one question at a time, and each question must be made up of exactly 6 words. Also, each team member must take it in turns to say 2 words of each question.
The task is supposed to be relatively simple, and for Taskmaster that means it will go incredibly wrong. All the teams have to do is get Greg to answer the correct object by asking 6-word questions in pairs of words. It starts off easily enough, sort of, and yet, for as straightforward as it could have been, results in moments that destroyed all the contestants, Greg and Alex, who had been maintaining a decent composure until helicopter.
OK, so round 1 is a tie. We move to round 2. We're going to go slightly harder words.
And whilst John Cairn somehow managed to rescue it, it's Fern Brady's choice of her 2 words that results in everyone being either doubled over or crying with laughter. Yet somehow the Taskmaster gets it right.
Which aircraft
crashes more?
Number 3. Alan's Wow Monster and Guz's Chewbacca. There's multiple moments of breaking with this task, but the problem for Alex was that he really couldn't. If he did, he might have thrown off the contestants, or worse, the Taskmaster, who was having to identify them based on the sounds they were making. Instead, we got a compendium of Alex's strained faces as he desperately tries holding his laughter in. Of course, it's futile. Alan Davies' first attempt nearly toppled Alex, but it was his now legendary Wow Monster that broke him. Alex isn't alone though. All the contestants, like him, are doubled over, and Greg is even in tears. And then, to top it all off, comes Guz Khan's Chewbacca-esque mini growl, and Alex, dumbfounded, just gives up.
Oh.
Number 2. The 589 Steps. If any Taskmaster contestant could be declared as Alex Horne's nemesis, then look no further than Bridget Christie.
The task begins when that's really stressful. I can't count and talk at the same time.
On multiple occasions throughout Series 13, the actress and comedian really pushed Alex to breaking point. But the clues were there that he was in for a tough time right from the get-go. The pre-series interviews tasked contestants to stroll for an exact 589 steps. Intended to be the antithesis of a comfortable introduction, they all mess up in some way. But Christie did a real number on Alex's placidity.
For electricity, the answer?
To what?
to the power.
Which power?
Amid not getting the task, then forgetting the rules, and almost completely shutting down, poor Alex's patience was shattered by the end. And again, they hadn't even filmed an episode yet.
Well, when are you going to tell me to stop walking?
I wasn't supposed to tell you.
Number 1. Alex's speech. Okay, we're taking a cue from Dave Gorman's approach to Taskmaster, as our number 1 spot is a little bit of a cheat. It's technically not from an episode, but it is a moment that defines Alex and Greg's Taskmaster relationship perfectly. In 2022, Channel 4 held the first National Comedy Awards, and Taskmaster rightfully won for Best Comedy Entertainment Series.
But to get the flavour of the man, I took those conversations and I distilled them into a speech for Alex to make.
Greg's acceptance speech starts seemingly complimentary and uncharacteristically positive, but it quickly dawns why poor Alex looks so nervous. Naturally, Greg had something up his sleeve. Alex had to deliver a criticism-laden, egotistical speech written by the Taskmaster.
Me, that's a rush.
Little Alex Horne very nearly got through it without corpsing or breaking, until the very last line, demanding a quick exit.
My wife is here tonight. And baby, you better get ready later. Because victory has made me horny as hell. Peace.
There were a lot more where these came from. So tell us about any moments of Alex Horne's corpsing that we haven't covered here in the comments.